Over the last 14 days, Bitcoin has pumped almost 20%. Meanwhile, the altcoin rally for leaders like Solana has paused. We all have these questions in our mind. Why is Bitcoin pumping so hard? Has the real price rally started? Will we see a price correction before the halving? And when will alts start pumping again? Let's get into it. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody Buffington. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, this is not financial advice, and we wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Altcoin Buzz Alpha wants to congratulate you all on a very profitable month of November. Bitcoin rallied past $35,000, is now hovering around 44. On November 4th, we published an alpha report and mentioned the Bitcoin targets. As we had a target in mind, we planned our November strategy meticulously, and we all achieved our targets. We had overall 61% profit in Bitcoin, 2x profit on 6 of our portfolio coins, 3x profit on our gem calls, 3 to 5x profits on 4 IDOs, and $1,800 profit on buy and sell calls. Join Altcoin Buzz Alpha for only $15 a month and get an 8% discount on yearly subscriptions. Check out the description for more details. Bitcoin has just surpassed $44,000 after reaching 40K just days ago. We've known that a Bitcoin ETF is coming, so why all of a sudden? Anthony Pompliano recently said this on CNBC.
$42,000, what do you ascribe the move to?
Yeah, Bitcoin is a free market asset. And I think one of the things people forget in finance is that markets are forward looking. And so what we're seeing here is people are allocating to an asset that they believe is going to go up in the future, obviously. Things that will drive that are the Bitcoin ETF. But as people are allocating to this, 70% of the circulating supply of Bitcoin has not moved in a year. The reason why that's important is this is an $800 billion asset that has gone up 150% over the last 12 months. So when an asset goes up 150%, you would expect people to sell into the strength, kind of take profits. That's not happening. And so Bitcoiners are not selling that Bitcoin. They're not going to sell it to Wall Street. And so Wall Street's going to have to continue to bid up the price.
In order to that share issue. So the 70%, that has not changed, not just this past year, but by the way, that has not changed, I don't think, for many, many years.
It's always been very high. 70% is the all-time high. So it's been creeping up, which has this reflexive kind of feedback loop, right? So if more people won't sell and price goes up, then price continues to go up even more rapidly.
Okay, the other 30% that is moving.
Yes.
Do you think that, I mean, I don't know if you can look through some of the numbers. Are those new buyers? Are those the old buyers who owned the original 70% saying, I want more? What is that?
So it's interesting when you look at the data, it's a little bit of everything, right? There's definitely more accumulation happening. So people who already had Bitcoin are continuing to buy more Bitcoin. Now, there's also this net new wave of capital coming in. So you have the institutions, but also you have a bunch of people sitting on the sidelines saying, well, if BlackRock wants Bitcoin, maybe I should buy some as well.
So even though Bitcoin was 15K just 1 year ago, data from Glassnode shows that Bitcoin supply last active over a year ago is at an all-time high at 70.5%, meaning an all-time high amount of people are holding for the long term. So where is Bitcoin headed next? Mitchell wrote a great post on X saying that the bearish case for Bitcoin is that it just becomes another recommended allocation within TradFi portfolios, the 60-39 one or something like that, likely taking it from 5 bips of global assets to 100 bips or 1% of global assets, a 20x increase in market cap. The bullish case is that it entirely replaces bonds, which are worthless fiat crap, reducing those assets to their utility value as investors flock to Bitcoin for its superior properties as a means of wealth preservation. That would make it nearly 60% of global assets, a 1,196 increase in market cap. This seems like an asymmetric bet to me. Now, how high will Bitcoin get in the next cycle? We've all seen these big banks coming out with $500,000 predictions, but we should probably be realistic. Ash Crypto wrote why Bitcoin will break 100K soon. First, multiple spot Bitcoin ETF approvals expected in coming months. Second, Bitcoin halving in April of 2024. And third, market is following the 4-year cycle. The next bull market will be the biggest one in crypto history, and we can see a $100,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin. And Blockchain Jose recently said this.
Bloomberg just came out saying that Bitcoin, this super cycle will go up to $500,000. That's great optimistic news from the bear of mainstream media, which is Bloomberg. But talking facts here, I don't think that Bitcoin will reach that level. Honestly, in my humble opinion, I think it will get to a 250K or $200,000 mark. And it's just because it just doesn't add up. Last cycle, we're all talking about $100,000 Bitcoin, and it just reached $69,000. So we have to be cold-headed and talk facts. And on the other hand, we can also say that this bull market has started months back, like I've been saying, because now the mainstream media is talking again about Bitcoin and price prediction.
But will we have a correction before the halving? Fefe Demini on X wrote a great thread comparing past halvings, saying in the 2012 halving, after a decent run, Bitcoin dumped more than 50%, 98 days before the halving. In the 2016 halving, after a decent run, Bitcoin dumped 30% before the halving and 34% after the halving, a 40% drop from the pre-halving highs. In the 2020 halving, after a decent run, Bitcoin dumped 68%, 88 days before the halving. In the 2024 halving we're about to have in 148 days, or April 9th, 2024, the average correction occurred around 70 days before the halving. I believe that Bitcoin is in the decent run phase at the moment that can continue. Below are the three main scenarios I can see for Bitcoin. Scenario 1, Bitcoin is sitting in a major supply zone, and we can see the correction from around this level. If we take the average of previous corrections, this correction should be around 50%. If we correct from these levels, that puts Bitcoin at $20,000, a major demand zone. Scenario 2, Bitcoin keeps the schedule and shows a correction about 70 days before the halving, which would be mid-February 2024. Until then, we can see a run up to the daily equilibrium around 45 to 48K. A 50% drop from there would put Bitcoin around 24K. Scenario 3, ETF gets approved, we won't correct, an all-time high within 6 months. JRNY Crypto also wrote that things are moving quick in the crypto market right now, but just remember we had a similar run in 2019 that followed by one of the worst crashes I've ever seen just before the last Bitcoin halving. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least one more market correction before the real bull run starts. So when will the bull market begin? Well, Dr. Profit on X shared his idea of the stages of the bull market. For the first stage of the bear market end was at 16 to 25K. The first stage of the pre-bull is between 25 and 38.5K. The second stage of the pre-bull is between 38.5 and 48K region. The start of the golden bull is between 48K and 69K. And the start of the super cycle is between 69K and the moon. He also added that full stock market crashes happen each time when rate cuts start. It is proven by history and happened 8 out of 10 cases once rate cuts started. It'll happen again, and this will be the start of the Bitcoin super bull cycle in the end of 2024. So now the question is, when will altcoins rally? Following the recent rally that took Bitcoin price above 42K, crypto analyst Michael Vanderpump expressed his views on X. The analyst said that such sudden increases are normal in the cryptocurrency market and explained that the Bitcoin price should remain above 36 to 38K in order to continue its positive trend. He said that if Bitcoin can maintain these levels, 47 to 50K is possible before the spot ETF approvals, and the short-term peak may be at these points. However, continuing his claims, the analyst also touched upon the altcoin market, which would not demonstrate the same impressive performance while Bitcoin continued its rally. Vanderpump argued that altcoins could experience a major rally in the first quarter of 2024. In addition, he said that the biggest bear market ever experienced in the altcoin world was experienced, claiming that the bull cycle has begun. The analyst stated that the new cycle will be similar to the one in 2017, with institutional investors pouring money into the market. That's it for Altcoin Buzz News Update. I'm your host, Cody Buffington. Thanks for watching.